Imagine waking up from a beautiful sleep only to realize that your online world has been turned upside down. Your bank account's breached, your sensitive information, especially your digital identity, compromised, and now in the hands of malicious actors. Well, this is exactly what plays out when a cyber attack happens. Today, we'll look closely at the consequences of cyber attacks and what you can do to protect yourself. In today's age and time, our lives revolve deeply around technology. From communicating with friends and family to shopping online to storing our most personal information and even completing bank transactions, technology has become almost second nature. But what happens when technology is breached? When cyber attacks occur, the consequences are far-reaching and devastating. So now, the million-dollar question is, what is a cyber attack? And how can it affect us? A cyber attack is a deliberate attempt to compromise, damage, or gain unauthorized access to a network or computer system. When malicious attackers strike, they aim to disable computers, steal personal data or information, or use compromised networks or computers as launch sites for other attacks. According to Cisco, the past year showed a sudden surge of cyber attacks that were not only incredibly well coordinated, but also much more advanced than anything we've seen before. Cyber criminals use different strategies to launch cyber attacks, including viruses, phishing scams, malware, ransomware attacks, DOS or denial of services, and more. Last year, cyber attacks became a lot more complex, with multi-stage operations and various types of attacks, affecting businesses of all sizes. The increase in cyber threats resulted in massive data leaks, costly ransom payments, and a more complicated threat landscape than ever before. Unfortunately, cyber criminals stepped up their game last year, posing an even greater risk to companies and individuals. The effect of cyber attacks are devastating and could range from the theft of sensitive information to a complete shutdown of a business. But is there a way we can protect ourselves and our digital assets from a cyber attack? The reality is, cyber attacks are becoming pretty common. But guess what? There are several ways to protect yourself from malicious actors. It all begins with being aware of the risks of cyber attacks and taking necessary precautions. A good place to start is to ensure your software and security systems are regularly updated. Secondly, always use two-factor authentication to add an extra layer of security to your account. Also, be careful when clicking on links or downloading attachments. If you're not sure about an email or text, the right thing to do is delete it. With malicious actors working around the clock to compromise your computer systems or networks, the best way to stay protected is to regularly change your password and use unique passwords for every account you have. If you suspect your computer system or network has been compromised by malicious actors, here are some telltale signs to look out for. First, keep an eye out for any unusual network activity. If you notice an unusual increase or decrease in bandwidth usage or network traffic, it is a pointer that your network has been breached. Next, look for any unusual system behavior. If you notice that your system isn't working optimally or is unusually slow or crashing frequently, it could be that it has been infected by a malware. Unauthorized access is another clear sign you're under a cyber attack, so keep an eye out for any login attempts from unknown locations or IP addresses. If you notice any unauthorized access or data tampering, you may be under attack. Just so you know, a data breach is a serious problem with long-term consequences. Phishing attacks are also one of the common strategies employed by cyber attackers. If you or your employees receive a text or email with suspicious links, you could be under a phishing attack. Finally, if you ever receive a message demanding you pay for access to your systems or data to be restored, it may be a sign of a ransomware attack. If you're convinced that cyber criminals have just targeted you, the smart thing to do is to disconnect from the internet to prevent further damage. Next, quickly change your passwords for all your accounts, including those for your bank, email, and social media account. Try to use strong and unique passwords for your account. If your bank account was compromised during the attack, immediately contact your financial institutions. report the issue, and have your account temporarily frozen. In case of a malware attack, use reputable antivirus programs to remove threats detected on your computer systems. If you have important files on your computer, always have them backed up in a cloud storage service or use an external hard drive. You can also report the security breach to the relevant authorities, such as the police. Finally, always be vigilant and cautious when opening emails or clicking links. By taking some of the steps reiterated, you'll limit the impact of cyber attacks and protect your personal information. But what can we do to prevent future cyber attacks? Preventing cyber attacks starts with you. Even though cyber criminals are working around the clock to find loopholes in your networks or computer systems, staying vigilant will allow you to spot threats before they happen. It's also super important to keep your software up to date. As a rule of thumb, always use strong and unique passwords for each account you have, including for emails, social media, and even your bank accounts. Doing this makes it harder for hackers to breach your accounts. While it's important to be very wary of suspicious emails and messages, it's also important to stay informed about the latest threats and trends in cybersecurity. As we've seen in popular movies like Mr. Robot, cyber attacks can significantly impact our lives. In the movie Mr. Robot, we see Elliot Alderson deploy his hacking skills to expose corrupt individuals and corporations. Even though his actions could be interpreted as being positive, it gives us a clear picture of the dangers of cyber attacks. Recent cyber attacks, such as the Colonial Pipeline ransomware and SolarWinds hack, have once again reinforced the need for a robust cybersecurity architecture. The SolarWinds hack, for instance, is considered one of the most sophisticated espionage hacks on the US. The attack, which happened in December 2020, saw the attackers inject malware into Orion's update. The attack was so massive, it affected federal agencies, critical infrastructure, and even Fortune 500 organizations. Another event where a cyber attack affected a business that shocked the world was the 2017 WannaCry ransomware attack on the National Health Service, NHS, in the UK. The attack impacted nearly a third of NHS organizations, including hospitals, clinics, and doctors' offices, causing widespread chaos and disruption to patient care. The WannaCry ransomware, which exploited a vulnerability in Microsoft Windows, encrypted files on affected systems and demanded payment in Bitcoin to restore access. The attack resulted in canceled appointments and surgeries, delayed diagnoses, and compromised patient data, leading to widespread public outage and calls for increased cybersecurity measures in the healthcare sector. The incident highlighted the devastating consequences of cyber attacks on critical infrastructure and underscored the urgent need for better cybersecurity practices and awareness. The threat of cybercrime is real and ever-present, with the potential to cause severe damage to individuals, businesses, and society as a whole. From data theft and financial loss to reputational damage and disruption of critical infrastructure, a cyber attack can wreak havoc on our digital lives. So be sure to stay informed, just as how you have decided to click on our video and watch it all the way through. You won't regret subscribing to our channel. Trust me.